My name is Kathy Davis, and I'm the co-founder of VegInspired. It's a plant-based company where my husband and I share our vegan, whole food, plant-based journey. My connection with Olean started in the fall of 1997 when I did a campus tour at St. Bonaventure. When I walked on campus or stepped on campus, it was magical. It felt like home, and I knew this is where I wanted to be. So when I was accepted, I knew that I would spend at least 4 years. I spent 5 years. I have my master's in education from St. Bonaventure. I was a teacher in North Carolina, and now I live in Pittsburgh. But I met my husband here, and you know, this is home. We visit our family here, so it's wonderful to be part of this potluck and to meet all of you. I want to run through a quick vocabulary lesson. We did talk a lot about this, so some of you seem pretty, knowledgeable of the difference in words, but in this presentation specifically, I just want to make sure that we all kind of know what I'm referring to. So to me, vegan is an ethical decision, not only on food. So when I'm speaking about vegan in this, I'm talking about eliminating animal products or avoiding animal exploitation in food, the products that we use, the clothes that we wear, as well as entertainment. When I speak about whole food plant-based, or just plant-based, because I'll reference it a bunch of different ways this afternoon, I'm talking more about diet. So in the sense of the food that we eat. So John and I, we identify as plant-based vegans. We eat a diet of mostly whole plant-based foods. We don't cook with oil. The deviled potatoes, really, those are once, twice a year kinds of foods for us. We do indulge in vegan products and vegan companies, but most of our foods are whole, unprocessed foods. And then we avoid animal products indefinitely. We do like to eat at restaurants that have vegan options, so that's like our one kind of side step of the whole food plant-based, but at home, we are primarily whole food plant-based. So this presentation is entitled Eat More Plants. And I really want to take some time this afternoon to kind of share my Eat More Plants journey. Pre-VegInspired, I was a hamburger lover and a cheese devotee. I drank my coffee with as much cream, it was like a light brown, and I ate my burgers smothered in cheese, and I ate buffalo wings covered in blue cheese or ranch dressing. I wasn't going to give that up. We ate at TV show restaurants that are featured on diners, drive-ins, and dives, and we still do. We just seek out the vegan ones. I bought the humane meats from the local farmers markets, the humane cheeses. I bought locally grown vegetables, locally grown produce, and I patted myself on the back for recycling because I thought I was making a huge difference by doing all those things. And I was making a difference. But little did I know the difference I could really make with a few simple modifications of my habits. So it was about 4 years ago that I really started to embrace this plant-based lifestyle that John had been really sharing research on for over a year. He shared stuff like the Starch Solution by Dr. John McDougall, research from Dr. Michael Greger, nutritionfacts.org. If you don't know those websites, they are excellent resources for the health benefits and the nutritional benefits out of plant-based life. Dr. Campbell, Dr. Bernard, if you haven't heard of those doctors, I highly recommend you look them up. A few weeks ago, we were fortunate to be able to hear Esselstyn. He's the son of Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, the heart surgeon from the Cleveland Clinic, who has proven to reduce plaque buildup in arteries from a plant-based diet. So all these doctors, they're claiming all these prevention and reversions of diseases, and we weren't diagnosed with those diseases. Nobody said to me, "Oh, you have high blood pressure, you need to eat different or go on this medication." But I was intrigued. I had family history of those diseases, and I wanted to know more. So I took in all the information and encouraged John to continue to share what he was sharing, and he did a lot. One of the first recipes we tried was a mac and cheese recipe from Dr. McDougall's site, where the cheese was made from squash. I wasn't really sure how that could taste like the cheeses I was so devoted at that time, but I was pleasantly surprised and told him, keep sharing. But I wasn't really going to give up my burgers and blue cheese. And I was pretty adamant. I wasn't giving that step up. I wanted to eat more plants, but I wasn't going to go that far. So we continued to immerse ourselves in the studies and articles of plant-based eating. We bought and read the book, The Starch Solution. How many people have read or heard of this? So this book completely changed my mindset on carbohydrates. For as long as I could remember, I was told that carbs are bad and carbs make you fat and don't eat them. Eat everything but them because they're bad. And this book talks about all of the benefits around a starch-centric diet. A diet high in carbs and low in fat. So I realized I could eat potatoes baked like French fries and they'd be healthy. That may have been what sealed the deal, maybe. It was kind of backwards though on what this said and what all the health magazines and what all the talk shows were saying, right? Carbs are bad, olive oil is healthy, that's what we really need to focus on. So I definitely recommend that you get this, maybe borrow it from your local library or get a couple and share them around. It really does kind of change the way you think. I'm digressing, but I'll get back on here. I'm part of a lot of Facebook groups, and a lot of people will get on and ask how to do the keto diet vegan. And if you've done any research on the keto diet, it puts your body into ketosis, which is really bad. That's like starvation mode. So, this book helps really kind of frame around eating a whole, starch-centered diet. So that was the start. So the more plant-centered our diet became, the more I allowed myself to consume information about the meat and dairy industries. I followed organizations like PETA and Mercy for Animals and read articles about the treatment in farms. Now I grew up outside of Rochester, so this next statement might be a little unique to me. But at age 35, I made the connection that a cow had to have been pregnant in order to give milk. Because for 35 years, I thought they just gave milk. I know, it's honestly ridiculous, but I really didn't. They told us they gave milk, that's what I thought. So the more information and shock and knowledge that I got, the more my plant meals increased and my meat and dairy subsided. At that time, we were planning our wedding, and with every meeting with the caterer, I asked them to modify another menu item to make it vegan. And by the end, they were making our wedding cake vegan, which turned out delicious. So the turning point stands out pretty significantly in my mind. It was the day of my bridal shower, and I had asked my maid of honor to make me deviled eggs, right? We weren't making them in our house because most of plant-based. So she did, and I ate a lot of them, which now is grossing me out, but it's really part of the story. So take the note card, make the deviled potatoes, and you'll remember my story. So the guests had all left, and we walked out into the barnyard in the back of this beautiful farmhouse where my shower was held to see the new baby cow. He was just a few days old, and they raised cows for food. And I realized, I don't really want to eat that baby. And I woke up the next day and was vegan. So we ditched the meat and dairy lurking in our fridge, and we focused even more on eating plants as the center of our meals. You may wonder what we were eating, although by the tasty food that we've had, you probably already know. But I wondered what we would be eating. I mean, I grew up with meat as the center of my diet. I questioned where I would get my protein, which if you are vegan, that's the first question anybody asks you. And I wondered where I would get all the other nutrients that I was indoctrinated to believe. Calcium. Everything that I was told I needed except fiber, which is really what we need. But there are so many ways to make plants the center of your meal. Vegetable kebabs, seasoned and grilled over your favorite whole grain or salad. Lentil or bean burgers on vegan rolls, like the pretzel rolls or the Reed's Kaiser rolls, because you are fortunate enough to have really good rolls that are vegan. I live near a Whole Foods, and your rolls we take home with us when we go home. So, top those with your favorite burger toppings. Tacos made with potatoes, or seasoned beans, or tempeh, or tofu. Fill them with all your favorite toppings, lettuce, tomato, olives, avocado. Or roast a whole cauliflower, season it with your favorite herbs, or your favorite dressing, or cut it into florets and toss it in buffalo sauce. Or the infamous bowls, which is really one of our staple meals in our house, Bootables, super vegetables, whatever you want to call them. Basically, it's greens, grains, beans, vegetables, and some delicious sauce that you can concoct without oil, and we proved it in our new recipe book. Anyway, so I could go on and on about plants and how versatile they are. And once I realized I didn't need meat to live a healthy life, I started trying new plants, like beets and beans and chirimoya and jackfruit and lentils and passion fruit. We were having so much fun figuring out our plant-based recipes that we decided we wanted to share what we were doing with others. And VegInspired was born in February of 2015, and our first post was launched 3 years ago yesterday. So that's really exciting to kind of be here and sharing all of this and celebrating that. And it's been a crazy 3 years. VegInspired has really become a platform for us to share recipes, lifestyle tips and tricks, and travel adventures, all while loving and living our vegan life. We post a new recipe on VegInspired.com almost every Monday, in addition to lifestyle blogs that we post periodically. We have an active YouTube channel with how-to recipe videos and more lifestyle tips and travel adventures, and we can be found on most social media platforms. Over the last 3 years, I have awakened to more information on the health, wellness, and practicality of living a vegan, plant-based lifestyle. From the environmental aspects that most of you talked about, one statistic that really stands out in my mind is that livestock and their byproducts account for more than 51% of the greenhouse gas emissions, and that just by not eating meat, we reduce more of those emissions than cars and showers. And I mean, it's pretty empowering. To the treatment and reality of what actually happens on factory farms, which we did already talk about Earthlings, but if you haven't watched it, I recommend you do. To the fact that many scientists claim that without a reduction in fishing, we could see fishless oceans within 50 years. To the medical miracles that a plant-based diet yields. Check out people like Chris Carr, who sent her stage 4 inoperable cancer into remission while living a thriving plant-based life. Or watch documentaries like Forks Over Knives, What the Health, and Plant Pure for more stories on real people who embraced a plant-based lifestyle and reversed countless diseases. I have immersed myself in the benefits of a whole foods plant-based lifestyle because I want to share those benefits with others. I want a world where cancer and heart disease aren't standard vocabulary. I want a world where parents can see their children and grandchildren grow up. A world where society is thriving and not just coping. One of the most difficult things of living a vegan life is not the food. It's watching other people make choices that affect their lives. Simple modifications to their habits could shed weight, medications, and pain. Yet as a society, we are led to believe that we need meat, dairy, and pharmaceuticals by the very industries who benefit from us purchasing them. We are led to believe that vegan and plant-based diets are extreme, yet over 500,000 people will undergo open heart surgery this year when a plant-based diet has proven to reduce plaque buildup in arteries. And we think vegans are weird hippies. As vegans, we face constant criticism for the choices we make regarding our food, but no one would question if we fed our children McDonald's once a week. But plant-based diets are becoming more mainstream. It's not news to anyone the health benefits of adding more plants to your daily meals, from adding kale or spinach to your smoothies or making baked goods with vegetables. There are tons of recipes circulating with creative ways to add veggies to your meals. Talk shows are hosting more plant-based doctors. Kelly and Ryan had our friend, Dr. Michael Greger, on the Ryan and Kelly and Ryan show about a month ago. And more magazines and publications are printing articles related to plant-based and vegan diets. Plant-based and vegan eating is becoming part of the discussion. In fact, the president of the American College of Cardiology, Dr. Kim Williams, is vegan, and so is Miley Cyrus. Times are changing. We can associate these changes with campaigns such as Meatless Monday and Veganuary, and documentaries such as Forks Over Knives, What the Health, and Cowspiracy, which I recommend you seek out and watch. With all that information in my head, compassion in my heart, plants on my plate, and VegInspired growing rapidly, I can stand before you and sincerely say that my only regret about going vegan is not going vegan sooner. I love everything about my lifestyle and plant-based eating. I love the food, I love how I feel, and I love the plant-based and vegan communities. Look around you. You have a wonderful support group right here. You are agents of change. In preparing for this presentation, I grabbed my favorite resources, books such as How Not to Die and Proteinaholic. If you haven't heard of that one, that's another good one. And documentaries like What the Health, Cowspiracy, and Forks Over Knives. I wanted to fill this presentation with as much information as I could so that you would leave inspired to eat more plants. But as I wrote, I remembered a key piece in my journey was readiness. You see, for almost a year before making any significant changes, the VegInspired chef, that's what I call him. He had his own Instagram, so that's how I reference him. The VegInspired chef and I watched YouTubers like Fully Raw Christina and the Vegan Zombie, who is from Syracuse, and he's awesome. And if you don't follow him, you need to. The chocolate cupcakes are from his cookbook, which we have over there. We read books, cookbooks, articles, and watched documentaries and videos from the doctors I mentioned earlier. We even tried some vegan and raw vegan recipes. I honestly didn't know there was such a thing as a raw vegan. I couldn't figure out what that, I'm thinking raw like sushi, but really it's just raw vegetables. During that time, we filled our brains with the information, but we didn't make a decision until we were ready. So I stand here to encourage you to eat more plants. Fill your brains and hearts with information and have an open mind. I promise you, living a veg-inspired, vegan, mostly plant-based life is not about giving things up. It's about trying new things and opening up your heart and mind to a new way of thinking, eating, and living. So, thank you so much. It was a pleasure to be here.